Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Valentine II. It's a Tier 4 Soviet light tank, a premium light tank, and it's located on the north spawn of Ruinberg. And it's under the command of Grabeczka. Now, it's only armed with a 45mm gun, but it's one of the same Valentine tanks that were produced by the British. It produced over 8,000 of these tanks. It's the A11 variety, A11 tank. And a lot of them were exported to Russia, over 3,700 of them. They were exported to Murmansk and used by the Russians under Lend-Lease. Now it's a walking tank, it's very slow, but it's pretty reliable, very reliable. And that's why it was one of the most popular tanks used during the Second World War, because it was so reliable, because it didn't break down, but it didn't really have much of a punch. It was very low, and it did have some weak spots in terms of the engine deck, that corrugated section on the back. Okay, Grabeczka's found some enemy, a 14 TPs, the pair of them. Fires one round in, but it bounces. Yeah, gets a hit there. And another. And another. No, didn't get that one. Now he's getting hits. Oh, that is a Marder. Oh, took a hit from the Marder and gets around into him as he pulls back. Now he's not using any APCR in this battle. None at all. Standard ammo. Fires one in, gets a hit on 14 TP, bounces around in return. The armor on the Valentine II is very tough. There's only one major weak spot at the front, and that happens to be the driver's viewport. But he did take a round from that Marder, because he's got quite a good gun. Lost 123 hit points of that, so he's down to 67. Gets another hit in the 14 TP. They obviously don't like coming up to that corner because they keep getting hit every time they do. But he's not doing much in the way of damage each shot because his alpha damage is only 47. Keeps getting those hits. And he takes the Marder out of the game. And takes that 14 TP. I think he got him. He may have got him. Or no, he didn't get him. He actually badly damaged him though. He's only on 5 hit points. And he's pushing forward. Now, there's no enemy to the south of him. He did take some damage and he bounced one around there. T-70, can he get around in? One more shot should finish him off. Yes! 3 hit points, all it needed. Now, 14 TPs around the corner. He should be able to finish off those very, very quickly. And one of them's gone down. Can he get the other? Yes, he can. That's his 3rd kill. It can actually be quite a vicious assault tank at this tier 4. And we've got T-18, the Arty. Locks on. Fires one round in, but it bounces. That one goes through. And that one. And a kill shot. So he's into the cap, but there's an M2 medium over there. And he's probably got the HE gun, the dirt gun, or the Arty gun. Gets one shot in. Weak armor on the side, but unfortunately he just took a round for 44 hit points. It was an HE round, and he's going to leave the cap and go after that M2, which I think is the wise decision. The M2 can move fairly quickly, but he won't stand up to the ammunition, and it looks like he bounced around from the IKV ahead of him. Must be up on the east side of the map, and I think he was being spotted by the M2, so I don't think the IKV can see him. Oh, he can see him. He's there. He's close. He's hiding in the bushes. And kill shot. Yes. Now Panzer T-15. There's only 3 enemies left. He missed there. Oh, we got 2 in the cap. The T-15's going for a reset, and he's more than likely going to get hit when and killed. Oh, he's dead. We missed out on our Top Gun just there. 5 kills we got. There's only 2 enemies left. I hope the rest of the guys who are in the cap recognize that. There are 2 enemies left. A Panzer 1C, and the other one is a 10 TP. Now the Panzer 1C is going to have a lot of difficulty trying to get through the armour. Here's the 10TP. Locks on, gets the high caliber, puts another round in. Panzer 1C's firing round in after round in, but he's going for the rear, the vulnerable rear. Turns the tank to make sure that he can get shots into the Panzer 1C. Otherwise he'll just sit behind him and plunge him full of holes. And he gets the Top Gun, takes out the Panzer 1C, goes after the 10TP. Gets another hit. He's going to have to move because he's below the ridgeline. And he's been asked to platoon. And he has platoon with the Panzer 2B. And that means they've both got a brothers in arms if they can win this game and stay alive. And there's only a few seconds left on the cap. 25 seconds. Going for the 10TP. Should be able to get it. He does! And that wins the game. Oh, I'm sure he's very happy about that because a lot of those rounds from the Panzer 1C bounced off the hull right at the end and you can see the damage. And here's the end of battle result. It's an ace tanker for Grabeczka in the Valentine II. He managed the hand of God because he survived the battle having received shots from 4 different enemy tanks and receiving damage. He got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6. A duelist badge for taking down 2 enemy tanks that did damage to him during the battle. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A Spartan for ending the battle having survived with only 10% of his hit points left and surviving a ricochet or non-penetrating shot from the enemy from the 10TP. A cool-headed for surviving 10 ricochets, and those were from the Panzer 1C. The brothers in arms for getting at least 3 kills and platooning with the Panzer B2 also had 3 kills. Steel Wall for blocking 11 hits or receiving 11 hits from the enemy, blocking a potential damage of 1,000 hit points and surviving the battle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage of all, and of course a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, in this case he got 7, just one short of getting the Radleys, but of course you can't get the Radley Waters at tier 4. But a fantastic display. Look at this. 1,417 hit points of damage he did during that battle. That's nearly, well, it is double the highest score of the next highest score on his team, which was the Panzer B2. Managed to get 645. When it came to kills, he got 7. The Panzer B2 only managed 3, less than half. When it came to base XP, 1,203. He really rammed that ace tanker home. The next highest score of the Panzer B2 only managed 612. So nearly double the score in terms of XP. So let's have a look at detailed report. He fired 52 shots during that battle. All of it was standard AP. He didn't use a premium round at all. He got 41 direct hits, 34 penetration, damage of 1,417 hit points, all at close range. He received 86 hits from the enemy. 14 of them were penetrations, and a lot of those shots either went through the front or they actually went through if they were fired from high caliber guns, or they went in through the engine deck cover, which I said was a weak point, and they were fired by that Panzer 1C. He also blocked 72 non-penetrations. Received 1 hit as a result of splash damage from T18 HFC. He also blocked damage of 1,473 hit points. There's his steel wall. And spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 7 of them, and did 76 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium account, he earned 47,822 credits from that battle. He got 57,202 credits from a personal missions payout, 187 compensation for damage by one of his allies, and that brought up a total of 105,212 credits for a tier 4 light tank. After repair, ammunition resupply, he actually had 102,699 credits to take away. That's a fantastic score for a tier 4 tank. He received 1,805 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 271 because of his personal missions payout, and he also, a personal missions payout. He also got a bonus because this is a premium vehicle, 903 XP for that, Total of 4,784 experience points altogether. So that's a really, really good battle. Thank you so much for sending in this replay, Grabeczka. It really was quite something to see a Valentine II just go through them one after the other. It is quite a tough little tank, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why the Soviets liked it. I mean, obviously it started out with just a petrol engine. They put a diesel in, and they made it much more reliable, and people liked it because it was very robust. It was very low, and it didn't have a great gun at the start of the war. It only had a 2-pounder, but they did put much more powerful guns into it towards the end of the war, and they made it much more of a much more competitive against the opposition. The thing is that although they built more of this tank than any other tank, British tank during the war, it was they did stop production in 1944 because they realised it was basically outclassed by a lot of the German opposition it was coming up against, and so instead they focused on new tanks like the Comet and other tanks that were coming out just at that time or just being designed at that time. But great battle there by Grabeczka. Thanks very much again. And if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.